Discovered my husband was having an affair with the intern, took his bags to the company and handed them to her in front of everyone. Update 4. I watched emotions flicker across Melissa's face like channels changing on a TV. Confusion, recognition, horror, panic, all in the space of a heartbeat. What happened next was better than anything I could have scripted. As I continued tossing Daniel's belongings to Melissa, item by item, narrating their significance with clinical detachment, the room's atmosphere transformed. Initial shock gave way to uncomfortable shifting, then to poorly concealed fascination. By the time I mentioned Daniel's high blood pressure medication, someone actually snorted with suppressed laughter. Melissa had started frantically texting under the table, no doubt warning Daniel, who was probably still waiting at their love nest, confused by her absence. I imagined his phone lighting up with her desperate messages. "She's here, she knows, she's telling everyone. Your phone seems to be keeping you busy, Melissa," I remarked, pausing my inventory of Daniel's possessions. "Is my husband asking where you are? Feel free to tell him exactly what's happening." Her head snapped up, face flushed crimson. "This is completely unprofessional," she hissed. "Unprofessional," I repeated, savoring the word. "Like sleeping with your married boss, like using company resources to fund your affair. That kind of unprofessional." The CEO, Richard Hartman, had recovered enough to find his voice. "Mrs. Reynolds, while I appreciate you're going through something personal." Oh, this stopped being just personal when they started charging their hotel rooms to the company card. I interrupted, pulling a folder from my handbag and sliding it across the table to him. Page 3 has the itemized list of corporate policy violations. Page 7 has the screenshots of Daniel promising Melissa a promotion in exchange for continuing their relationship. I believe that falls under quid pro quo sexual harassment in your HR handbook. Richard's face went from uncomfortable to thunderous as he flipped through the pages. The HR director leaned over to look, her expression growing more grave with each document. "Miss Parker," Richard asked Melissa, his voice dangerously quiet, "is this accurate?" She opened her mouth, closed it, opened it again. "It's not," he said. "I'll take that as a yes," Richard said. He turned to the HR director. "Janet, we'll need to address this immediately." "Already on it," Janet replied, standing. "Miss Parker, please come with me to my office." Melissa remained frozen in her chair, Daniel's cashmere sweater clutched in her white-knuckled fist. "But I didn't. This isn't fair. He told me you were separated," she finally blurted, looking at me with desperate eyes. The room went silent again. I could feel everyone watching me, waiting for my reaction. I just smiled. "Separated? While I was going through fertility treatments for our baby. While I was caring for my dying mother. That's interesting timing for a separation." Melissa's face crumpled. "He said you weren't intimate anymore, that you were focused on your career, that you didn't love him the way I did, and you believed him." I said softly. "Not a question, a statement of fact, just like you believed him when he said you were special, that he'd never felt this way before, that he was going to leave me for you." A tear slid down her cheek, smearing her perfect makeup. For a fleeting moment I almost felt sorry for her. Almost. "Let me save you some time, Melissa. I'm his third wife." The first two also thought they were special until they found out about his affairs. It's a pattern, not a passion. That's when my phone buzzed in my pocket. Daniel, of course. I pulled it out, glanced at the screen and smiled. "Well, speak of the devil, shall we see what he has to say?"